You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey, Y&R fans, I've got your full roster of spoilers for Monday, September 2nd through Friday, September 6th. Adam Newman is blaming Chelsea for everything, and Nate Hastings is facing some accusations. It is Belinda from Soap Dirt, and let's dive into all the good stuff happening next week, starting on Monday, September 2nd, which is season 51, episode 233 of Y&R. Lily and Nikki get together to have some tea and some sympathy, and Nikki has a letter from Catherine that she gifts to Lily. And in the letter, Catherine is saying all this sweet stuff about Devon and Lily, but specifically praising Lily. This means so much to her. Billy walks up as Nikki leaves, and Lily digs in her heels and tells him she is not going to let Billy toss her out of Abbott Chancellor. And then she storms out. Billy makes a quick call to his corporate lawyer to see if Lily has any legal recourse. And as for Victor, he is busy at the same time too. Victor has a conversation with Nate where he's kind of pressing him about what he told him before, that Nate should get Lily to come back to Hamilton Winters with the family. Nate is pushing back on Victor, saying it's up to her. Victor calls Nate an opportunist who tried to steal his company. Boy, he's pulling that from way back. And Victor insists to Nate that he wants to land Lily in a safe place, but Nate doesn't like any of these accusations, or Victor particularly, and walks away. After this, Nikki and Victor compare notes on their Nate and Lily chats, and Lily calls Victor to get together to talk about Billy. Sally and Billy have a conversation about what's happened with Chelsea and Adam. They seem to be in very different moods. Billy says they're victims. Sally said, "I'm not anybody's victim." And they talk about whether things could be forgiven. Billy says because it's Adam, he doesn't think he can. Meanwhile, Adam and Chelsea are hanging out with Connor in the park. And when the kid runs off to get ice cream, Adam turns to Chelsea and lays into her. He says it is all her fault that Sally left him. Chelsea defends herself, says the truth was going to come out, but then they have to stop bickering when Connor turns back up. And then Sally's walking through the park. Things get really awkward. Connor calls her over, talks about how much he likes her and how he can't wait to hang out and watch movies with her at his dad's place. And of course, that's not going to happen. Connor and Adam head to Crimson Lights to grab a coffee for Chelsea. And Sally takes the opportunity to lay into Chelsea and tells her, don't even try and make any excuses. Chelsea insists that Adam loves Sally and that's why he lied. But Sally says after this conversation, she knows what she has to do. She is done with Adam. And that is going to be something else he's probably going to blame on Chelsea. Tuesday, September 3rd, 2024, season 51, episode 234. Chance Chancellor talks to Billy Abbott and says he's just not sure about whether he wants to stay at Abbott Chancellor. And I'm sure this is all part of, Billy firing Lily, and, maybe Chance is worried that he's next, but it looks like Billy is going to try to talk him into staying, because if he left, I think Billy knows he'd be in even more trouble with his mom, Jill. Meanwhile, Victor gets together with Lily and says, yeah, I'll help you take down Billy. And Chelsea again asks for forgiveness. I am guessing that's to Billy and not to Sally, because it looks like Sally was already done with their conversation on Monday. Wednesday, September 4th, episode 235 of the current season. Heather and Daniel face some serious parental challenges dealing with Lucy Romalotti. I mean, the girl's been kind of running amok. She even ducked out of the house while she was grounded for the last drinking incident, stole, and then got drunk again, and then was involved in this car wreck. And Daniel is having to kind of face his own past and the mistakes he made as a teenager. He's not enjoying any of this, and it remains to be seen if Lucy is on the road to better behavior or if she is just starting this downward spiral. Phyllis has a chat with Faith Newman, and the spoilers say she clears things up. All I know is the last time Phyllis had a talk with Faith, Sharon went ballistic on her. And if you remember, That was after Josh Morrow's 30th anniversary episode, where Sharon and Nick kind of unpacked some of the issues they've had over the years, and Phyllis's name obviously came up a few times. And in a talk with Faith back then, Phyllis acknowledged that, and Sharon was really mad that she had the nerve to speak to her daughter on this subject. So I think this might be a problem. Meanwhile, Sharon makes a promise to Nick. And whatever it is, I suspect it may be a lie, because Cameron Kirsten is in Sharon's ear, encouraging her to take revenge, whether that's on Daniel or on Lucy or both. And he keeps telling her that Sharon needs to lie to her family. She's already lied to Mariah, and she may be lying to Nick as well. And of course, Nick is very concerned not only about Faith, but also about Sharon, and how all these reminders of Cassie's history may be haunting her. Thursday, September 5th, is episode 236 of season 51, and Lily has an update for Jack Abbott that disturbs him. I'm assuming that the topic of conversation would be his brother Billy Abbott. I don't think Jack would have known at this point that Billy fired Lily, although she's saying she's going to push back against it. We'll see if that works. But it looks to me like Lily is trying to destabilize Billy by talking to Jack about him. Maybe this is something that Victor advised her to do, but she needs to be careful about taking advice from Victor, because we know Victor's also taking aim at Jack. Meanwhile, Nikki gets some information about Billy that she gives to Victor, hoping he can use it for his plan. And Kyle confesses something to Claire. And then the last day of next week, Friday, September 6, 2024, season 51, episode 237, we have Daniel standing very firm with his daughter, Lucy. Meanwhile, Nick heads over to talk to Nikki and Victor for advice. It seems like the topic of conversation has to be about what Sharon is going through, especially with this car crash happening, all that. Meanwhile, Diane Jenkins is desperate to get through to her son, Kyle. He has been full of nothing but rage at her and Jack. And Kyle just told Jack the other day that he's always putting Diane first. And she just really wants her baby boy back in her life and is willing to do anything to make it happen. I don't think Jack is willing to do absolutely anything to make it happen, at least not if it comes to doing something to Diane to make Kyle happy. All right, just real quick, the promo for next week, we have Kyle telling Claire that they need to talk. And what he confesses to Claire may be something about him being attracted to her, because in the fall preview, spoilers, there is a thing saying that Kyle convinces Claire to take a chance on romance with him. And we all knew this was coming, but it's finally here. Billy talks to Chance in the promo, asking if he's going to leave Abbott Chancellor, and Chance tells him he's not sure yet. And the last scene of the promo was Victor asking Lily to confirm that she wants his help to destroy Billy, and she says yes. So there's a lot going on next week. I'm excited about it. More fallout from the cheating, all that good stuff. It is Labor Day on Monday, but there is still going to be a brand new episode of both of your CBS soaps. Drop your comments on what you're excited to see. Please subscribe if you haven't already. Definitely come back soon. It's Belinda from Soap Dirt, right here, talking Young and the Restless with you 7 days a week.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.